Welcome and thank you very much, Paul. Can you let everybody know how we first met?
Actually, it started with a knock on my front door by you. Yeah, I guess you were just going around knocking and trying to find people, looking around at the real estate environment. You knocked on the door. When you came in, I think we chatted for about an hour and a half.
Yeah,
I
I
think the
know
first
it's.
time that we met. That's how personable you are, right? It's
Oh,
just,
thank
you're
you.
fun to talk with.
Well, and the thing is, it's a two-way street. One of the reasons why I door knock is because not a lot of realtors do it. They just hand out flyers, and when I get flyers, I usually just throw them in the garbage. It's just, I just find them impersonal, and I've just discovered over the years, actually, when I first got started in real estate, that's what I did is I would pick a neighborhood where I really liked the homes, and I figured I'm going to meet some new people and I'm going to make some new friends and I'm just going to put myself out there. And that's what I've done. I've always done. And so I've always believed that just work hard and good things will happen. Like you create your own luck, I think, when you're willing to work hard. And so, yeah, thank you for that. I do remember the first time we met, and I do remember you inviting me in, and we sat and we had a nice chat. And yeah, that
Yeah.
makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, that relationship grew into a 4-year friendship.
Yeah.
Just talking and everything. We knew we were going to move, and we were looking at all the realtors and this and that. We also looked at the realtor that sold us the home and everything, but they weren't offering. How can I say? You know what? That personal side.
Mm.
That we know that somebody's going to be doing the best they can for us instead of their pocketbook, which
Mm-hmm.
was important to us, right?
I've always tried to embrace both. I do believe that my clients hire me for a reason, which is to do a good job and to, put as much money in their pocket as possible and to practice due diligence and to take my years of experience and bring it to the table. But also, I do believe, for me at least anyways, there's the component of, does this person actually care about delivering good service and care about me as a person? And I've always tried to bring that part in as well, so that it's not one or the other, it's both. And
That's why we chose you.
Thank you. So, well, leading up to that, Paul, and going with that, what helped you decide that I was the real estate agent that you wanted to use?
It was multiple factors, to tell you the truth. It just wasn't one factor. It came down to a culmination that, one, you weren't selling us magnetic calendars of out-of-date calendars, actually.
Mm-hmm.
There was no contact. There was no personal contact with the other realtors. It was just, every year at Christmas time, they mail you a calendar that sticks on your fridge and stuff. No, you knocked on the door, you came to the door. I'd ask you questions. What's the market like? And you'd give me cold, hard, and not just say cold, hard facts. You pull out the paperwork and show the proof.
Thank you.
You demonstrated that you knew what you were talking about. And when it was time to sell, you were going to be the person to say, hey, if you want to sell your house, this is how it's going to go. And that's what I was looking for in a realtor. I just wasn't looking for somebody to make a couple of grand to put in their pocket, like, hey, I sold a home, thank you very much. No. I wanted somebody to be with me there every step of the way, because it was one of the major actions my wife and I took when we sold that home in Chilliwack. It was one of the most important aspects of our life at the time.
Thank you.
And considering the way the housing market was and everything, we needed every cent that we could get out of that sale. And hey, you delivered. So you know what? That's why we chose you, because you were involved 4 years prior to us selling the house. That's the contact you made, the relationship. So you know what? I had full confidence in you.
One of the things I pride myself is, once I have a client or I've met somebody through door knocking or through just working in general at an open house or something, is that once they're in my contact list as a friend or a client, they get Christmas cards.
Oh,
And
absolutely. Not
I
only Christmas
hand
cards,
deliver.
recipes as well that I actually
Well,
use, and they were delicious.
thank you. Well, and the thing is I pride myself that I actually hand deliver the Christmas cards, as opposed to, it's so much easier to put a stamp on it, just throw it in the box and just go, okay, I sent out my cards this year. And I've never wanted to run my business that way. I've always wanted to hand deliver Christmas cards, take half an hour, sit down and say, hey, how are you doing? How's life? And just show people that there's more to this business than just market reports and calendars and things that stick on your fridge.
It
But
was very personable. We
thank
enjoyed
you.
it. I
Thank
can
you.
tell you that.
So, Paul, what was your experience like when we were selling the home? What are some of the things that stood out for you?
Well, what the funny thing is when we called you, I knew you were going to tell me right away, and I knew I wasn't going to be too happy with it.
Right.
Okay, because I remember when I called you and you came in, I said, I know I'm not going to like this, but tell me what I got to do to sell this house as fast as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my, yeah, you came out with a list of chores. I have to tell you, at first I thought it was daunting, but it wasn't. It was a little bit of work, but you know what? You said you have to do A, B, C, and D. So we did A, B, C, and D. And what the cool thing was is you didn't come in and inspect the work we were doing every 3-4 days and just be there to harass. No, no, no. You know what? After a month, I think a month and a half to do everything you said we had to do to sell the house, you walked in and you said, that's perfect. I can sell this house now and get you the price you want. And it, yeah, there was no questions asked. So you said exactly what we needed to do. We did exactly what you said to do. And when you came in and inspected what we've done, all the improvements, the paints, the fix, the this, the that, you walked in, you go, yeah, I can sell this house.
Thank you.
I, I
Yeah, it's
I thank you for that, because we would have been lost if we didn't have a direction of what we needed to do.
Thank you very much. Well, one of the things that is important to me is I always say it's a two-way street, that I've got what I need to do, and there's some things that I ask my clients to do, but I want you to know that you're right. I don't want to pester people. I don't want to be that annoying realtor. I just rather trust and say, listen, what feels good for you to do? What is it that you're able to do and willing to do? And then just leave it to you. And then you'll just, like you did, you call me and say, okay, Kevin, everything's done. Can you come by, check it out? Paul, what would you like people to know about me as a person and as a real estate agent?
Well, one, you're down to earth. That's the one thing I like. You're from the Maritimes, so you're definitely a personable person. We got to credit you on that one. But you don't throw expectations out there that are unattainable. You put the cards down on the table, and what was really good is you would bring in what the status of the market was at the time. You would clearly demonstrate, like through the proof, the facts, what the market is saying, and even to the point where I couldn't even argue with it. That was amazing to me. It was like, why argue with the guy? He's got the proof right there in front of you. And not only was it accurate proof, because when you left that day showing us what the market was, I found the exact same thing you said to me out on the internet, what the housing market was saying and everything. And it was like, you know what? Okay, this guy's bang right down to the cent. You were right there. And, just to say how good it was, I mean, you sold our home the first day, the first hour it was on the market. I mean, think about that. I know people who've had homes for sale right here now. One of my very good friends, going on close to 2 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, the guy's done work. You know what? You put our house on the market at that price that it would sell on the spot. And I have no complaints. And the only thing I can say If people are choosing realtors because of family connections or, or association relationships and stuff like that, they got to really take a look at what I just said. The first hour of the first day our home was on the market, you sold it.
No, thank you.
I don't think there's a lot of realtors out there who can say that.
I've always prided myself on doing the work, doing the research, doing the due diligence, and knowing what my clients want and saying, okay, this is the best way to do it. We can do plan A, plan B. What do you want to do? And letting my clients decide what's best for them, as opposed to me saying
Dictating how it should be.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't get that, you know. I've always seen it as a partnership, and I've also respected my client's intelligence. You know, nothing worse than when I'm with a sales agent and I'm trying to purchase something and I feel like they're patronizing me, or I feel like they're trying to put one over me, or I feel like they're just full of bull crap. You know what I mean, right? And it's so frustrating because you're sitting there, you're going, okay, like really? Like, why am I being treated this way? Because this is not the person I want to do business with. So I've always said,
Absolutely.
how do I want to be treated? And that's the way I'm going to treat my customers, which is with respect and saying, listen, these are the stats. This is what's going on. How do you feel about it? What do you see? This is what I see. And then
You left no, you know, I got to tell you, Kevin, you left no question in our minds of what our asking price should be, how low we should go, what the negotiation should take. Even to the point when we sold our home, they actually tried to lowball us, and you were the one who said, no, absolutely not.
yeah.
This is a fair price. This is what you should get. We're not going any lower. And you know what? It worked out. You know, and that's the funny thing about real estate. I think a lot of people, and you made this fact very clear to me, a lot of people have expectations that they're going to get X amount of dollars for their home, regardless of what uh, the trend is at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I knew at the time, if I sold my home 6 months earlier, I could have got easily $80,000-$90,000 more.
Yeah.
But at the time when we sold the house, like, you were bang on. There was no issue.
Mm-hmm.
And the advice you gave us and said, you know, if you want to do this, you want to do that, this is what's going to help. And you know what? I got to tell you, it wasn't a lot of money to do the corrections to the home, the painting and whatever. The cost was not anywhere near of the rewards of selling that home monetarily. It was minimal expenditure and time on our part.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, you know, for me, I'm not sure if people fully understand how important trust is in a real estate transaction, because what happens is you're trusting that I'm bringing the proper statistics and proper paperwork, but also that when I'm in negotiation with the other realtor, I'm not giving away the farm, that I am holding our cards close to my chest and saying, listen, this is what we want, and we're not giving it away. And I'm not sure every realtor thinks that way. I think some realtors are
I can guarantee you they do not.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, we were absolutely spoiled with you as a realtor. I mean, like in baby gloves. I have to tell you that because our experience with the realtors to where we moved
Mm-hmm.
has been an absolute nightmare. It's everything opposite of what you are. They just want to put money in their pocket and get to the next deal as fast as they can. We were truly spoiled with you, Kevin. You actually treated us. I don't think we're ever going to have another experience short of us buying or selling a home from you in the future with another realtor like we had with you. I have to tell you that. It's actually, I've seen the opposite end of the spectrum, which is horrifying because I think there's a lot of people out there who are being violated. because of these type of actions by some realtors. So I want to put that out there. I don't want to name names. I don't want to say exactly where, but you know what? We were spoiled with you. You are true. You were very honest, and you were to the point. And you know what? We benefited, both of us, as a whole.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So I guess you would recommend me to others then? That's
In a heartbeat.
last question.
In a heartbeat. I can tell you right now, I've been speaking with people where I've lived, where you sold a home in that area, and they're suffering right now. They truly regret not selling when we sold at the same time. I've spoken with them, and they're heartbroken. They can't believe how much the value of their homes has gone down, and they're actually paying more on their mortgage than what the home is valued at right now.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's terrible.
It's hard for me sometimes because I have the message, and I feel sometimes people get like, it's happened in the past where people get, it's almost like they're mad at me, and I'm going, well, I want to be honest with you. I want to be a straight shooter. And I also want to give you the heads up so that a year from now, you don't kick yourself in the butt and say, damn, you know, we just lost 40,000 or whatever it is. Because I know for myself, it takes a long time to save up that kind of money. So I'm always very mindful of my client's best interests and trying to make sure that whatever their goals are, I'm putting things in place for them and saying, listen, this is what I think your best strategy is, and then leaving it up to them. And you're right, you know, some people, it's just not the right time. And it's nobody's fault. It's always time, you know, it's when's the right time for me, and where the market is and where you are, it doesn't always line up. You know, it's unfortunate. Yeah.